New York Yankees baseball is being brought to you by Toyota. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Here's Dwight Gooden heading to the Yankee dugout after pitching the 7th inning and setting down Seattle in order. Andy Fox, you see there in your picture, getting the call. And
now, as you might expect, if you followed what's going on in tonight's game, nobody is going to say a whole lot to Doc Gooden. He's doing quite well by himself, thank you.
Andy Fox will pitch hit here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The left-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher will be batting for Robert Einhorn. Mike Jackson pitching from the stretch at all times, and he delivers the fastball for strike one. So Andy Fox will go into the game and play second base, replacing Robert Einhorn.
Well, you should always run hard, play the game hard, but no better example of that than Andy Fox's effort on Sunday when the Yankees came back from being down 8-zip. And like Joe Torre said, when you're not hitting well, you better run extra hard. And Andy, who has had his average under 200, hit a routine ground ball to Frank Thomas and ran so hard that when Thomas got over to the bag, he checked the runner at third and reached for the bag, missed it with his foot. It was a big play in that game.
Slowly fielded by Jackson. His throw is right on the money to Paul Sorrento. Andy Fox has been doing a lot of that, getting the ball just to kind of dribble off his bat to the left side.
Jackson off the mound, quick to make the routine play, but again, you see Andy Fox running hard all the way, even on that little dribbler, only out by a stride.
Andy from Northern California. And here's Derek Jeter without a hit in this game. Jackson brings this slider over the inside corner, strike one.
That's such a sharp breaking slider that even when you hang it like he did on that pitch, it's still effective. That's Tim Davis, a crafty left-hander getting loose.
Jeter hung it, nearly got hit. Ball and a strike. I would imagine it's tough to pick up the ball coming out of Jackson's hand. On some of his deliveries, looks like he buried it a little bit that time. Didn't have quite the leg kick. 2-1. Bounce, fair. Davis behind the bat. Quick release. Not held on to by Sorrento. Boy, Russ Davis did everything he could to field it and get rid of it in a hurry. And he made a perfect throw, but Sorrento couldn't hold on.
It got to it quickly, and there's the quick release. He knows Derek Jeter is running, and Russ gets a lot on that throw. And Sorrento, actually, if Paul has enough time to shift his feet, he could have gotten it out on that ball. The first baseman runs over and gets to the bag and tries to find this part of the bag right over here. You see Sorrento's foot is back there. As a result, can't quite stretch quite as far and hang on to the ball.
Well, they score that a base hit for Derek Jeter, and now Wade Boggs bats. Yankees 2 and the Mariners nothing. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Boggs has a couple of base hits already. He has 14 multiple hit games. Wilson moved out. Jackson hit the target.
When you see a play like that, and Paul Sorrento's in there, he's made a great play in tonight's game, but he's in there for his home run bat. But you really appreciate the deft footwork of a lot of classy first basemen. Of course, Yankee fans got a chance to watch one here for years in Don Mattingly. The scoring decision reminds me of we need to send along good wishes to Red Foley, who is usually the official scorer here at Yankee Stadium. Red, we hope you're resting comfortably at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. He underwent some surgery today and hope you're back soon.
That's where David Cohn is still hospitalized, and he might be getting out in the next day or two. Bob Watson said when he does get out, he'll be here and he wants to talk to the troops.
Maybe they're watching the game together and talking a little baseball.
1 out, 1 on. 2-1 to Boggs. Lifted in the air to center field where Griffey will camp under it. Twice in the game now, Boggs has flied out to center field to go along with his 2 base hits. 2 outs here in the Yankees 7th, and Joe Girardi will be coming up next.
Looking at Willie Randolph, wants to see once if the steal sign is on. If it is, Joe will take a pitch or two. And I would think it would be. Maybe not on the first pitch, but at some point during this sequence of pitches.
It's been an adventurous night for the Yankees on the base paths, particularly Gerald Williams. Good size lead and a fake and a foul ball at the plate. Jeter started, stopped, and then the ball was fouled.
Yeah, Girardi's seen Mike Jackson in the National League, and here's the bluff start. Derek just breaking and then stopping and reading the ball off the bat, but Girardi knows Mike Jackson and how tough he is on right-handers. Boy, that fastball just bears in on your fists, and then the sharp slider going away from you.
Jackson is 31, but he's a veteran of 10 major league seasons. Well traveled, and Derek Jeter just 21. Jeter stolen 3, been caught twice. He bluffs again. And the pitch is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th with 2 outs and the Yankee runner at first. 2-0 Yankees. First game of this homestand, the Yankees have won the first games of every series this season at home. That pitch rode inside, and the count now to Joe Girardi. He's 2 balls and a strike. Signed man Willie Randolph. Long wait for Girardi at the plate as Jackson looks in and Jeter leads off.
If Joe Torre sticks to his usual approach, this is a count that he loves to send the runner. 3-1. Unless you're a real home run threat like Sierra or O'Neill, but you figure the pitcher has to throw a strike.
There goes, and the pitch is high, ball 4. So yes, Joe did stick to his trend, and Joe Girardi takes the walk. That gives the Yankees 2 on with 2 outs.
And Lou Piniella will take a walk with left-hander Paul O'Neill coming up. He will go to his bullpen and in all probability bring in left-hander Tim Davis. Mariners gave up a lot of their bullpen from last year's team. They've added some quality in Mike Jackson, but Jeff Nelson's here in New York. Bill Risley in Toronto on the disabled list. Bobby Ayala is on the disabled list with a broken hand. So they gave up a lot out of the bullpen from last year.
And Bobby Ayala's injury apparently self-inflicted in a fit of rage or something.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Reportedly punched a window, cut his hand up. So he's unavailable, and Tim Davis is coming in. And we'll be coming back to Yankee Stadium on MSG right after this.
It's amazing, but lots of homeowners didn't refinance their homes in 1993.
At the Money Store, you can refinance with just 1 phone call.
It's probably because people think they have to have perfect credit.
The Money Store Refinance. 1 loan, 1 payment.
We look for a way to pay off all those high-rate bills. The mortgage, the cards, all of them.
So you end up with 1 loan, 1 payment. Even if your credit is less than perfect, call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES. That's 1-800-LOAN-YES.
When the fans start pouring in, you can sense the next in the capital of the world's most famous arena. It's the world's most famous ring. meanest fight in volleyball, where the big top's twice as big. And the rock stars come together. It's the capital of the world. It's the magic of the garden, Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, the world's most famous arena.
This copyrighted telecast is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publications, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Yankees and Madison Square Garden Network is prohibited. Tim Davis is the new Seattle pitcher, the slim left-hander from Florida, 5'11", 165 pounds. Last season appeared in only 7 games, then was done for the year after surgery in July.
And you see the high earned run average. Started the year in the minor leagues for AAA ball club. 12 strikeout, almost a strikeout an inning, and Lou Piniella playing the percentage here. Lefties hitting in the low 200s, 238 off Davis. But this is not, again, an ordinary matchup. Paul O'Neill handles left-handers rather well, and Davis doesn't really have a devastating sharp breaking curveball. It's an off-speed curve, and that is a pitch that Paul is much more apt to be able to jerk down the lines. I don't think Joe Torre is disappointed in this matchup at all.
So here we go in a 2-0 game. The Yankees leading the Mariners. Davis getting set to work to Paul O'Neill. 2 outs and 2 on. He bends that one a little bit inside. Paul talking to himself. I think he said, come on. There it was. Sharp breaker on the outside part of the plate.
Almost looked like Paul was expecting a fastball. And the late break. Perfect spot for the breaking ball.
A ball and a strike. You see how Seattle plays against O'Neill, deep and fairly straight away. Reaching for that one.
Now what Paul has had the ability to do is like his former manager Lou Piniella. This again, Davis gets the sweeper outside. He'll look bad like that on 2 of them. And they go back there the 3rd time, and we've seen him reach out and cover the plate and take that ball the other way. Piniella was good at that also. Looked bad on 2 breaking balls, hit the 3rd one.
That one brought in a little closer to the hitting zone of O'Neill. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, 2-0. O'Neill tonight with a single and 3 at-bats. His league leading average has dropped 1 point, 376. He got wood on this one, but it's playable at 3rd base for Russell Davis. Eric Jeter stopping right around Davis. And O'Neill pops out to end the Yankees' 7th inning. The Yankees don't score, but coming out on the mound to pitch the 8th inning in a 2-0 game is Dwight Gooden.
A recent study shows that it takes just 22 minutes for the average New Yorker to reach full alertness. And in that same 22 minutes, the average New Yorker can also reach full awareness.
Remember, alternate side of the street parking is back in effect today. And from the Winds trip.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. Wake up every morning to 1010 Wins.
Cooperstown, New York. It's small-town America, and it's the American game. Baseball's heroes and treasures all gathered together in a magical building on Main Street. This is Joe Garagiola inviting you to visit the Baseball Hall of Fame in the perfect village of Cooperstown, New York. I tell you, it's a special place. a place of dreams and memories. Don't you miss it.
Grab a seat and hold on tight. Don't miss all the fast-paced, hard-driving action of Metro Stars Soccer, the real deal. Next Friday night on MSG.
Dwight Gooden on the mound. Inning number 8. And the leadoff man is Joey Cora. Curveball taken for a strike. Cora, Davis, and Bragg, the scheduled hitters here in the 8th. Lifted in the air to right field. O'Neill is coming in. Calling. 1 down in the 8th. Yet another fly ball out.
Special night in the Bronx for Doc Gooden. 4th game in a row. He just continues to get better. Mel Stottlemyre probably checking the pitch count, but you know what? At this time, they don't care what that pitch count is. Doc Gooden's not coming out of this game right now.
Well, Gooden now will have to face a new batter as the Mariners send up a pinch hitter. Torrey making the notation on his lineup card. Doug Strange, as a Gooden with a false start there, will throw the rubber again. Strange is batting for Russell Davis, and he takes a curveball for strike 1. Joe Girardi is behind the plate. Gooden has had excellent command of his fastball all night. The curveball has gotten better as the game has progressed.
There again is that you just can't get a called strike on that pitch. See, it's belt high. Maybe the camera angle's wrong, but it sure looked like it had part of the corner.
Here's a bouncing ball gloved by Gooden. He'll throw to first for the easy out. 2 away in the 8th.
Doc has gotten more ground ball outs. You mentioned the command of the fastball. In the early innings, it was a little more erratic, but the curveball has gotten better and better, and now he's even getting more ground outs.
Darren Bragg hit a sharp ground ball to first as he takes the curve for a strike. The ball that ricocheted off of the body of Tino Martinez landed in the stands. It was ruled an error. Gooden pitching here now in the 8th with 2 outs. That's a foul at the plate. Stottlemyre on the phone to the bullpen.
He said, "Sit down, boys. Doc's got it."
No balls and 2 strikes. They're calm on the Yankee bench. Sharp breaking pitch almost hit Bragg. He fine-tuned him a couple of games ago, and he's been terrific since. Did he hold up? Yes, he did. Al Clark down at third base.
He did hold up in time.
Now the count is all even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll do it again.
We talked about the sometimes disappointing crowds here at the stadium, the way the Yankees are playing, but tonight one of the better crowds, and they have sensed what's going on the field from about the 3rd inning on, and they've been into it.
The paid crowd, 20,786, but there's many more in the park. There are many more, and that pitch is low, and the count goes full. 3-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning, top of the 8th inning with 2 outs, nobody on base. In for a call, strike 3. Gooden got the fastball at the knees, and the Seattle Mariners go down in the 8th inning. They go down 1-2-3 This game is heading to the bottom of the 8th with the Yankees leading Seattle 2-0.
Boxing isn't just some game. You better believe it takes guts to enter the ring. Budweiser, the undefeated, undisputed king of beers, and boxing sponsorship and closed circuit. Bud just says, bring 'em on.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Live from Caesar's Palace, Chavez versus De La Hoya, Friday, June 7th. This Bud's for you.
Aches and pains acting up again? Imagine 5 sets of massaging hands all over your body. Now enjoy Back Pleaser by Homedics with 5 massaging motors. Command controller relieves neck, shoulder, lower back, buttocks, thighs, or any combination of the 5. Press the cycle button for massage waves up and down your body. Adjust the speed and strength. Slow and gentle to relax, or intense and fast to energize. Work seated, reclining, or lying down.
Pain in my back, gone. I love it. It feels like 5 sets of hands.
I can't relax without it.
Massaging systems sell for hundreds, even thousands. Now order Back Pleaser for just 4 easy payments of $24.95. Order now and we'll include your free car adapter. Get Back Pleaser with heat for just 1 extra payment of $24.95. Back Pleaser by Homedics, the massage system you'll use anywhere, anytime.
To order Back Pleaser, call 1-800-495-9900 or send check or money order for $99.80 plus $19.95 shipping to the address on your screen. Michigan residents, please add 6% sales tax. Call now.
Homestand continues against the Angels after AT&T Scorecard. Friday night on MSG.
Bottom of the 8th inning about to unfold at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees 2, the Mariners nothing. Dwight Gooden, after his 8th inning of work, into the Yankee dugout. A little high five from Andy Pettitte, but few words from anybody else. Ruben Sierra swinging and missing at Tim Davis's first pitch.
Yeah, and as you would expect, everybody in that dugout, see Andy Pettitte probably been giving them high fives the last 4 or 5 innings. They're going to keep doing the same thing in that dugout.
Sierra missing again. Ruben trying to figure out what's going on here as he faces Tim Davis. 0 for 3 against him prior to this at-bat. Behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. That pitch was well up out of the strike zone, and he gives it a long ride, but Ken Griffey says, I'll take it, and he does. Right in front of Darren Bragg. 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning.
First baseman, Tino Martinez.
Tino Martinez had a sacrifice fly last time up. It drove in the first run of the game. There's Edwin Hurtado warming up in the Seattle bullpen. A little bit low from Tim Davis.
And not just because of what we've seen from Doc Gooden tonight, the special performance, but what would be a big win and an unusual win for the Yankees. They have only won 1 other game this year, a low-scoring affair like this where they score less than 3 runs.
That's a fair ball. And Serrano does it by himself to retire Tino Martinez and return the favor a couple innings ago. Martinez fielded a ground ball and tagged the base to put away Serrano. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th.
And Lou Piniella playing every percentage he can. He is going to go righty to righty, and as is the case, Dave, when you see something unusual, doesn't happen very often, unfolding in baseball. And Doc Gooden is going to have to face the heart of the Mariner lineup in the top of the 9th inning. Alex Rodriguez, Ken Griffey Jr., and Edgar Martinez are the 3 hitters due up.
You mentioned that low-scoring game. That was the game the Yankees beat the White Sox 2-0. Gooden pitched in that game. Then it was Rivera and Wetland to finish it up. Yankees leading Seattle 2-0. Don't you dare leave us.
Maybe you've never been in an accident, but I bet your car's got airbags, right? And maybe your house has never burned down, but I bet you've got smoke detectors. you're prepared for everything. But I bet you don't have flood insurance. Truth is, floods damage as many homes as fires. Now flood insurance is easy to get from the National Flood Insurance Program. So protect yourself. Because many people think their homeowner's insurance will cover flood damage. It doesn't. Only flood insurance enables you to rebuild your life without having to go deep into debt. Floods can happen anywhere. Storms cause rivers to overflow. New construction can cause runoff. The ground gets saturated. Soon the rising water is at your door. With floods, you can never say never. Give yourself peace of mind. Call your insurance company, agent, or this toll-free number. The National Flood Insurance Program. We can't replace your memories, but we can help you build new ones.
Back with you at Yankee Stadium for the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 men away, and the Seattle Mariners have made a pitching change, bringing on the Venezuelan Edwin Hurtado, 6'3", 215 pounds. And that may be an understatement.
They picked him up from the Blue Jays for hard-throwing right-hander Bill Risley. And you can see that Edwin, a fairly hard thrower with almost a strikeout an inning, but a lot of hits per inning and a lot of walks. Lou Piniella right here just playing the percentage, righty versus righty.
Seattle also got Paul Menhart in that trade with the Blue Jays. They gave up Risley and Miguel Cairo. And Jim Leyritz broke out of his slump nicely tonight with a pair of singles. As a run batted in, average again creeping toward 300 against Edwin Hurtado. Slider, strike one. Yankees 2 and Seattle nothing. Swung through it, 0-2.
All the focus on Doc Gooden's pitching without that spectacular catch by Gerald Williams in the first inning. This could be quite a different ball game.
Drops down sidearm, and that pitch is a little bit low. Leyritz, the Yankee DH tonight. Ruben Sierra in left field. And a swing and a miss to end the 8th inning. And now the Yankees and the Mariners have played 8 innings. The Yankees lead it 2-0, and Dwight Gooden is heading out for the 9th inning. You might want to call some of your friends and let them know what's going on here at Yankee Stadium on MSG.
Grab a seat and hold on tight. Don't miss all the fast-paced, hard-driving action of MetroStars Soccer, the real deal. Next Friday night on MSG.
For years, you've depended on State Farm to insure your car. But did you know you can also depend on us to protect your family's future? State Farm. We sell life insurance.
See your good neighbor State Farm agents, Angela Carlucci in Rye or Jerry O'Boyle in White Plains.
Late on a Saturday night, the action gets hot. You try to make a name for yourself, and there's no holding back. The hot new boxing series, HBO Boxing After Dark. Undefeated Enrique Sanchez versus Ricardo Vargas. World Super Featherweight Champion Azuma Nelson versus Jesse James Leija in their 3rd decisive battle. Live Saturday, June 1st. HBO Boxing After Dark. Some of the best in the business work the night shift.
Aren't you going to answer? It's that stock tip that's going to make you rich. Who's giving you that great advice? It could be a clown. At Adolph Komorsky Hoffman, we don't clown around when it comes to investing. We don't promise easy money, just real advice and sound investment strategies. A team approach that balances risk with the potential for substantial gains. Serious about your investment? Call Adolph Komorski Hoffman. Real advice for real people.
You see the line score through 8 innings. Dwight Gooden in search of his second Yankee win. And he wants a new baseball to begin the ninth. Just 109 pitches through the first 8 innings.
Yeah, and those 4 walks were in the first 3 innings when Doc still was searching for command of his fastball.
Alex Rodriguez, the 20-year-old shortstop. Gooden started out each hitter last inning with a cold strike and a curveball for strike 1. Rodriguez has reached once on a walk back in the 3rd. Taken for a strike. Gooden, in his first outing as a Yankee at Texas, gave up 2 home runs. Has not allowed a home run since. This ball is fouled out of play. Leadoff man in the 9th inning with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. I told you the crowd seemed much larger than it was initially announced. 31,000 actually in the ballpark. And boy, are they being treated to a spectacle tonight. All even now at 2-2. Mel Stoudemire was all smiles on the bench. Ken Griffey Jr. is on deck. And then Edgar Martinez. But this is the first batter, Alex Rodriguez. And Gooden goes to another full count.
And there's going to be a lot of Yankee players running to the bathroom as soon as this game's over, because as you notice, Joe Torre and the rest of them, they haven't moved since about the 3 innings. You don't change positions.
Not close, and that's ball 4.
Well, the dilemma that Joe Torre has right now, the pitch count at 113. This is the most pitches Doc has thrown in a big league game in well over a year and a half. And they're not about to take him out, but yet with a 2-0 score, there's also tough decisions to be made by Joe Torre in preserving the win.
And back to the phone goes the Yankee pitching coach, Mel Stoudemire. Gooden blowing on his hand as he has done all night. The next 2 hitters could be the toughest 2 in baseball. Back to back. Ball 1 to Ken Griffey Jr. Nobody is seated in this ballpark. The curve gets the outside part of the plate.
Breaking late and over the outside corner.
This ball is hit slowly. Fielded by Martinez to the bag with a dive. In time.
Quick decision by Tino Martinez. Doc was not going to be there in time for him to make the toss. So he makes the headlong dive and just gets to first base ahead of his former teammate. Still seated.
1 out now in the 9th. A runner at second base. And Edgar Martinez, the American League batting champ, at the plate. Girardi blocks it. Rodriguez walked and went to second on that ground out.
A lot of times in games like this, you have the luxury of a big lead and being able to work differently. Doc Gooden, top concern is winning this game.
No call from Dan Morrison behind the plate on that breaking pitch. Nobody has moved. Dwight Gooden on the mound with a 2-ball, no-strike count to Edgar Martinez. strike one.
Pretty good.
Think so.
Pretty good testament to Doc Gooden's fastball in the 9th inning to get Edgar Martinez to start to chase it. Couldn't hold up. That had some late life on it.
He is such a tough hitter, Edgar Martinez. Stottlemyre's loose. On the outside corner, strike two.
Right on target.
Tried to get the same spot, and now he goes full to Edgar Martinez. First base is open.
Well, you can't tell the difference when these two teams meet, whether it's October or May. They can't play a dull game.
Jay Buhner waiting. Doc Gooden is ready. He went to the hook, and that's ball 4. 2 walks now in the 9th inning. Gooden just threw his 125th pitch of the game.
No trips to the mound. Right. Suddenly the focus again goes on winning the ball game instead of what might be in store for Doc from a personal standpoint.
And gets away from Girardi, and 2 runners now will move up. Rodriguez to third, and Martinez down to second base in a 2-0 game. Mel Stottlemyre looks like he wants to get off the bench.
Yeah, yep. Ooh, this is not good. I wouldn't want to be Mel Stottlemyre right now and make this walk.
But here he comes. One of the all-time Yankee great pitchers, now the Yankee pitching coach, going to the mound in the 9th inning.
And he's going to say, now be honest with me, how do you feel? And you know Doc Gooden, and any pitcher that's competitive is going to say, I feel fine. He wants to stay in this game. The only time I can remember a pitcher being taken out of a game like this was, I believe, the first year the Padres were in existence. Clay Kirby was taken out by Preston Gomez in the 9th inning. Because of a low-scoring game and a few walks, Preston had to make a move to try to win the ball game.
Well, Mel has made his point, and he returns quickly to the Yankee dugout. In the meantime, Lou Piniella has made a change. He sent Rich Amaral out to run at second base for Edgar Martinez.
Checking the hitters. Sorrento, the lefty, is due up next.
Here's Amaral off to second. The pitch to Buhner on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Fastballs at this point are part arm strength and part adrenaline.
Yankees 2 and the Mariners nothing. Count goes to 2-1 to Jay Buhner. Gooden has walked 2 here in the 9th, 6 in the game. Amaral with a good-sized lead on second. Strike 2. Gooden struck him out back in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Jay Buhner missing. struck out 5, and we're down to the final out. He will pitch from the windup to Paul Sereno. That's a curveball, strike 1. Sereno reached on a walk. He has flied out and grounded out since. And Morrison gave it a good look, but didn't ring up the right arm. 1 ball, 1 strike. At second and third. 2-1 the count now to Paul Sereno.
Crowd will be as worn out as they were after last year's division series games.
And the bullpen, they're not watching on TV, they're eyeballing it from a long ways away. Lifted in the air, in the infield. Derek Jeter waiting. Makes the catch. A no-hitter for Dwight Gooden. Sereno threw his hands in the air, and he had to wait for that ball to come down and wait for Derek Jeter to put it away.
I don't know the last time Doc Gooden has thrown 133 pitches, but he did it tonight. And with the emotions he showed coming off the field, I think we'll put him in the Yankee ground crew lineup, the YMCA. I mean, he's leading the crowd, coming back for more.
Here he is, Dwight Gooden. He has just thrown a no-hitter.
In Seattle, hey, they've never seen one of these pitched against them in their brief careers. They're going to enjoy it, even though they lost. Special moment for everyone that follows baseball.
Well, the comeback is complete now. His second Yankee win, second American League win, and hugs all around. There's Joe Girardi. And Derek Jeter, who caught the ball for the final out. Gerald Williams saved it early on with a spectacular catch in the first inning.
I think Doc gave him a couple of hugs. He deserved it.
And what a treat for this crowd here at Yankee Stadium. They turned out on a cool but beautiful night for baseball, and they were rewarded with a Dwight Gooden no-hitter. Here it is, the final out of the game. Paul Sereno lifts the curveball and couldn't do it. Then he had to wait for Jeter to finally put it away. Ruben Sierra coming in from left field, never had a chance in this game. And Joe Girardi catching Dwight Gooden.
Man, is that Yogi and Don Larson? Girardi right there.
And the heroes ride. Stottlemyre was smiling throughout the 9th inning. Everybody else was extremely tense, and there it is.
Even the trainers came out on the field for this post-game celebration. That's as emotional as we've ever seen Doc Gooden in a baseball uniform.
I can remember all the years when his picture was painted on the side of a big office building. Not too far from Madison Square Garden. They eventually took it down, but now Dwight is riding high again. Boy, this crowd was rocking. In fact, the press box was shaking after the game ended with the final out, the no-hitter by Dwight Gooden. And the Yankees win 2-0 over Seattle, taking the first game of yet another home series. No doubt about who the guest will be when we come back. The Yankees winning it 2-0, 2-7-1, 0-0-1.